Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're tackling a huge question, one that's on pretty much everyone's mind. How do we actually save enough for a comfortable retirement? We're going to break down one of the most powerful tools out there to do just that, the National Pension System, or as you'll hear it called, the NPS. So let's just start right there. Seriously, take a second and think, how are you planning to fund your retirement? It's easy to push that question to the back of our minds, right? But for millions of people across India, the answer is starting to come together, all thanks to a system designed for this exact purpose. And that system is the NPS. At its core, it's a social security plan, backed by the government, that's all about helping you steadily build up a retirement nest egg. It was really created to give everyone a solid, portable pension plan, especially if you're working in the private sector. So let's dive in and see exactly how this thing works. First things first, what even is the NPS? Look, try to forget any ideas about complicated government schemes. The absolute best way to think about this is that it's your own personal pension account. It's yours. It travels with you, no matter how many times you change jobs or even cities. This right here is the NPS in a nutshell. It's incredibly accessible. Pretty much any Indian citizen between 18 and 70 can join. And like I said, it's totally portable. You contribute money throughout your career, and that money gets invested in the market. Now, that part's important. It means your returns are linked to the market, so there are no guarantees. But it also means there's a real potential for your money to grow significantly over time. And the end goal? To build a nice, big fund that can pay you a regular pension once you stop working. Okay, so when you get into NPS, the first thing you'll notice is this two-tier account system. I know that might sound a little complicated, but trust me, it's actually pretty smart. It's designed to give you both the discipline for long-term saving and the flexibility you might need along the way. This comparison makes it super clear. Just think of Tier I as your retirement locker. This is the main mandatory account. The money you put in here is locked away for retirement, and this is where you get those amazing tax benefits we'll talk about later. Then you have Tier 2, which is more like a savings wallet. It's totally optional, and you can pull money out of it whenever you want, kind of like a mutual fund. The trade-off is you don't really get tax breaks on this one. So you've got your account set up, but what happens to the money you put in? Well, this is another great thing about NPS. It puts you firmly in the driver's seat. You get to decide how your money is invested. And it all comes down to this one simple question. Are you the kind of person who likes to be hands-on, actively managing your investments? Or are you more of a hands-off, set it and forget it kind of person? Because your answer will lead you to one of two choices. If you like being the pilot, you'll go for active choice. This lets you decide exactly how your money is split between different assets, like stocks, corporate bonds, and government bonds. You can put up to 75% in equities if you want. But if you'd rather just engage the autopilot, you'll pick auto choice. With this, the system manages the mix for you, and it smartly adjusts everything based on how old you are. And this table shows you exactly how that autopilot works. It's pretty cool. Let's say you pick a high-growth fund. When you're 30, you've got time on your side, so it might put as much as 75% of your money in equities for higher growth. But check this out. By the time you hit 55, the system has automatically dialed that risk way down to just 15%, moving your money into safer investments. It's designed to protect your savings as you get closer to needing them. All right, so let's fast forward. You've been investing for years, your money has grown, you've finally reached the finish line. Now what? How do you actually get your money out and enjoy your retirement? Here's how it goes down. Once you turn 60, your entire NPS savings, that's your corpus, is unlocked. You can take out up to 60% of that entire amount as a big tax-free payment. Pretty great, right? Now with the other 40%, and that's the minimum, you have to buy something called an annuity. Just think of an annuity as buying yourself a guaranteed paycheck for life. You give that chunk of money to an insurance company, and they promise to pay you a fixed pension every single month for the rest of your life. Okay, now for what is honestly the biggest selling point for a lot of people. We've mentioned tax benefits, but you have to see the numbers to really get it. This is where the NPS goes from being a good idea to an absolute superpower for saving. So first, you have the standard deduction under Section 80C. Your NPS contributions count towards this 1.5 lakh rupee limit, just like your PPF or life insurance. You probably already know about this one. But NPS has an extra trick up its sleeve. It layers on an exclusive benefit just for NPS investors. And this is it. This is the secret weapon. Under a special section, 80CCD 1B, you can claim an additional deduction of 50,000 rupees. And this is only for the money you put into NPS. It's totally separate from and on top of that other limit. So, when you add it all up,
You get a total potential tax deduction of up to 2 lakh rupees every single year. That is a massive advantage. It directly reduces your taxable income, which means you pay less tax and can save more even faster.
This quote might sound like jargon, but it perfectly sums up the tax journey. Let's break it down. Exempt when you invest, meaning you get a tax deduction. Exempt while your money grows. You pay zero tax on the gains year after year. And then, when you take it out, it's partly exempt and partly taxable. That 60% lump sum you withdraw is tax-free, but the monthly pension you get from the annuity is considered income, so you do pay tax on that. Simple as that. And that really brings us to the end. We've covered what the NPS is, the account types, your investment choices, how you get your money, and of course, those incredible tax benefits. So the only question that's really left is one you have to ask yourself. Is your future self worth making this investment today? Thanks for tuning in.